Hello and welcome. We start with the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Rwanda-backed M23 rebels have declared a unilateral ceasefire after days of fighting that has killed hundreds and displaced thousands. Rebels have cited humanitarian reasons for the ceasefire after they captured Congolese territory in the eastern parts of the country. The group now says it does not intend to seize any territory further, despite saying otherwise last week. It also added that it will hold on to its positions. The M23 rebels have seized Goma, the biggest city in the mineral-rich eastern region of DRC. It is also the capital of North Kivu province, the epicenter of years-long fighting in the country. The rebels had entered the neighboring South Kivu province and were advancing toward the capital of Bukavu, but they now say they have no plans to capture the city. Last week, they also vowed to march all the way to the capital Kinshasa and, quote-unquote, liberate the city. The pause in fighting comes after hundreds of thousands of people have been displaced. The United Nations says at least 900 people have been killed and 2,880 injured in the recent fighting in and around Goma since last week. The escalation in DRC has triggered reactions from other parts of the world. India has advised its nationals in South Kivu's capital of Bukavu to rush to safer locations. The advisory also states the reports of M23 being around 20 to 25 kilometers away from the capital Kinshasa city. About 25,000 Indian citizens live in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Around 1,000 of them are in Goma. The Indian government says its citizens in the captured city are all safe. Thousands fled Goma city after the latest fighting began. As the rebels have announced ceasefire, some of them are making long journeys back home, while many are reluctant and fear violence and looting.
This fighting reminds me of how we fled Kichenga after fighting broke out there, but it has now again followed me to Goma. My family and I decided to flee again to Ruggerero in Rwanda, but I now want to return to move to a decent place, like a city. That's why I say, those who wish to remain are free. It is their wish, but for my family and I, we are moving.
This latest fighting caught us by surprise. We took off and ran after we heard that they were approaching Goma. We went to Kituku, but most of us have since returned to bring down their structures and move away, which we are also doing. We want to go back home because the conditions at the camps are deplorable. The heat in the tents is too much, diarrhea and hunger, so we decided to go back and farm. We can at least feed ourselves because there seems to be no solution here.
The Rwanda-backed rebels have shown intent that they can restore order and govern in the captured territories. Rwanda has been facing intense backlash for backing the rebels. Meanwhile, Rwandan President Paul Kagame, who is the commander-in-chief of the Rwandan Defense Force, said in an interview that he does not know if his troops are present in the DRC. He added that his country will do anything to protect itself. Though Rwanda blames the DRC for supporting rival ethnic militia, it has been accused of using the M23 rebels to loot the DRC's minerals. Kagame will attend a regional summit with the DRC President Felix Tshisekedi this Saturday. Both leaders have been no-shows at previous talks attempting to broker peace between the two sides.